I'm non-binary. I told my gay best friend I had feelings and he vanished. Was it me or my gender?
It's just crazy that she goes, you know what? I have a crush on my gay best friend.
And because I'm a
I'm
non-binary.
just gonna tell him I'm non-binary and he's gonna like see now.
Hey guys, welcome back to Normal Gays. I'm Brad Polumbo here with Clarkson Lawson.
What's up, guys? Now, before I crash out like I do in every video, we need to let you know what we're doing this weekend for our members only. So we are testing how well Brad and I know each other. We've got our little whiteboards, and basically there's a bunch of questions we're gonna ask, and we're gonna see if we know the answers.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really good. I got it from Love Island.
It will be fun, but only for our members. And every time you join as a member, a non-binary person somewhere loses their pronouns. So hit the join button or the link in the description. And now we're going to do this. So we did this a couple weeks ago. We read the advice column from Queerty, which is one of those woke LGBT websites. And we're going to do that again because I think it's going to make Clarkson crash out. I actually sent this guy an email. His response, because it's some woke therapist that takes these letters, and his response bothered me so much. I sent him an email directly calling him out and like being like, why wouldn't you talk about this part of it? Of course he didn't respond. But anyway, I will read you this headline. I'm non-binary. Come on, you need more than that.
I thought we just did a story on non-binary.
You're not getting away from it. I'm non-binary. I told my gay best friend I had feelings and he vanished. Was it me or my gender?
It was you because of your delusion.
But, okay, the context... All right, I'll just wait for the letter.
I already know what the context is. It's going to be some woman who has a gay man fetish who told him he was non-binary and probably wants to fucking date him. And the guy said, I'm gay. Bye.
She watched too much Heated Rivalry.
Yeah.
Would you still need to watch? But, hi, Jake. I had a close male friend who is openly gay. I am non-binary, assigned female at birth. We had a lot in common, became close really quickly, and started spending a lot of time together. Slowly, I realized I was falling for him, and one evening after a party, I confessed. On the spot, he took it really well. He said his feelings are entirely platonic and that he likes me as a person. I felt a sting, but I was also relieved I told him and didn't have to keep a secret anymore. A few days later, he messaged me saying he wants to take a break from our friendship and needs some space. I apologized and agreed to it. Suddenly, not having my friend around broke my heart. I spiraled into self-blame and felt guilty for ruining our friendship. I haven't heard from him since. Okay, your initial thoughts.
I mean, I predicted this story word for word. And I did not read this story before we filmed this video.
He didn't.
And it was exactly to a T. It's just crazy that she goes, you know what? I have a crush on my gay best friend.
And because I'm a non-binary.
I'm just going to tell him I'm non-binary and he's going to like see now. That's crazy. That's actually so homophobic that it makes me want to spiral.
It's like very predatory.
Yeah, these bitches are predators. I'm sorry that you want to sleep with us, but you can't just tell us you're non-binary and then we go, oh yeah, now you're hot. If it was that easy, I'd be straight.
Only for Bonnie Blue.
Yeah, well, I could do it.
Ew. Guys, we're going to try to interview Bonnie Blue.
Yeah, she's pregnant.
Do we believe that?
No, she is. If you follow her private behind the scenes TikTok, she says that she's rage baiting about the pregnancy, but the pregnancy is real. Anyways, we'll talk about non-binary or about Bonnie Blue.
I'll read the end of this. I keep wondering if I crossed a line without realizing it. Yes.
Yeah, you did.
You absolutely
But this advice guy is probably gonna say no.
He's gonna say, "Oh, you did nothing wrong."
He's gonna victim blame the gay guy who just was the victim of a homophobic attack.
All right, let's not too much on homophobic attack. I mean, it is homophobic, but it's not an attack. As someone who is non-binary, is it somehow wrong or inappropriate to have a crush on a gay man? I wasn't trying to change him or expect anything. I just developed feelings.
Reality is screaming at you. It is like this close to your face and you're looking this way. Like, oh my God. Okay.
What I'll say is, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with how you feel, but the decision to confess a crush to a gay man as a female is just so pointless and invalidating.
I think you should, if you're close with somebody, like I've had close like girlfriends who confess that they liked me, and I think it's fine if you confess it, but if you confess it thinking that you're
Because
going
you're
to
non-binary.
that you're non-binary and that person is now going to have a crush on them back. Like, that's just delusional.
Beyond
But
belief.
non-binary is delusional. So I mean, it is what it is.
Every part of this completely tracks. Is this about identity and incompatibility, or is it simply that he didn't feel the same way and needed distance? I don't know if this is just what happens when feelings aren't returned. Now I'm at a loss. Should
What,
I
is this
reach
your
out
first
again
date
or
ever?
let it go? Sincerely, out of his binary. Okay, any final thoughts before we read
Out of, is that the person's name, out of his binary?
Well, they like sign little like cute names off. Like,
Why his? You're a woman.
but his, as in the man's.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
Um,
I'm just being mean now because you pissed me off.
I mean, but she is a woman.
I don't know. I have no tolerance to like legit homophobia that disguises itself as being part of our.
Well, it's almost worse. Like, I'd rather have you call me slurs than
Yeah,
like
like, I'd
invalidate me
I
like this.
I can deal with somebody saying like being gay is unnatural, blah blah blah.
I'll just roll my eyes and move on.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna tell me I'm a woman and I love you and I'm AFAB but non-binary, so you should want me back, it's like you're actually doing far more to invalidate my identity with that than if you just called me a
because
fag.
you're like a Trojan horse in our community. You're pretending like you're on our side, but really you believe the same things that the other people do. It's gross.
Yeah. All right. Now let's read his response from this professional therapist. Why don't you read this?
First, you are absolutely allowed to have a crush on a gay man. Feelings don't check someone's government-issued ID before they show up, and they don't pause to sort the world into pink or blue. You developed feelings for someone you were close to. That's human. And there are certainly no rules around what's appropriate when it comes to physical and emotional attraction. Yes, there are.
Wait, what?
Yes, there are. What? So, is this person a pedo? Let's test that logic out. Check his hard drive.
That's a crazy statement.
In other words, having a crush isn't a challenge to someone's identity. It's not a violation. Well, okay, actually, I agree with that. It's not an attempt to change who they are. It's just attraction. Where things get complicated is not in the crush. It's what it stirred up for him.
It didn't stir up anything.
Why is this therapist assuming that he understands what's going on in this gay man's mind? He's already putting his opinion in a place of like superiority, like he is a psychic.
It's crazy that, well, he wasn't into you because you're a female and he's gay, appears nowhere in this dude's response.
I don't, Brad, I don't say anymore.
You have to read the rest of this.
Okay. When someone receives a confession from someone they don't experience as a potential romantic partner, it can land in unexpected ways. Even if you weren't demanding anything of him and fully respect that he's normally into people who identify as male.
No, he's not into people who identify as
he's
male.
into men.
He's into people who are male.
He may have felt a shift in the safety of the dynamic.
The safety! Oh my god.
I'm
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
You know what? It's true. Because I don't feel safe next to a bitch like this.
Non-binary people
Actually,
make me
I feel safe
unsafe.
because I can defend myself.
Yeah, they're not.
But like, I don't feel comfortable around people who think being gay is a choice. Sometimes when a friendship crosses into, oh, there are feelings here, people panic a little. Not because something wrong happened, but because something changed. And some people handle change by stepping back. The hard part for you is that he didn't just say, I don't feel the same. He said, I need space. That can feel hurtful, as if you did something wrong or unacceptable. You did. I can see why you wondered if your gender identity itself somehow triggered the retreat. It did. But here's the truth. This probably isn't about you being non-binary.
Yes, it is.
It's about unreciprocated feelings changing the temperature of a friendship. When someone realizes the other person wants more, they sometimes need distance to reset, especially if they sense emotional intensity and don't know how to navigate it. People sometimes worry they might accidentally lead you on, or feel that if they stay in contact, they'll just keep hurting you, or feel pressured to give in to something they don't want. Space is often less about punishment and more about self-protection. Yeah, he needs to protect himself from you.
You didn't?
Because you're a predator.
You really are a predator.
You're actually a predator. Like that's the difference is like when people say that being gay is a choice because they're like religiously homophobic, they're not trying to, well, they are sometimes trying to sleep with us in the background.
Oh,
but like their motivation is hatred. This person's motivation is lust. It's a predator. So that
Fetishization.
it's fetish. Yeah, we're being fetishized by these straight women. So it's like,
These straight
honestly,
non-binaries.
it makes me feel even weirder because, like, do you want to be hated or do you want to be fetishized to the point where people are being predatory towards you? And like, I don't know. I mean, what is such glorious options for us regular, normal gay men to choose from?
All right, here's the last bit of this. You didn't cross a boundary by having feelings. You crossed into vulnerability.
Can't.
That's different. I hate therapists so much sometimes.
Oh God, therapy speak makes me want to. Oh God,
Dude, therapy speak makes me want to commit a hate crime.
I don't. None of it is productive. Again, I don't know. I'm just very triggered today.
Could his sexual orientation play a role in how he experienced it? Possibly. What do you mean, possibly?
I love how therapists are so, like, this
They're
therapist.
so afraid of saying anything true.
Well, no, they're so addicted to virtue signaling to everybody and being like a safe space for everybody that you're actually invalidating all gay men. All gay men in the process, just so you can stroke your own ego that you were nice to a crazy non-binary. Did you see that study that came out about how 86% of gay men...
I'm literally the one that sent it to you.
Oh, you did? 86% of gay men behind closed doors, what was it?
Like, don't actually agree with
Don't agree with
gender
the
identity
gender
stuff,
identity
but they just
shit.
pretend to.
Yeah.
For social stigma, basically.
And that actually pisses me off because that means gay men are pussies.
Yeah. You are what you don't eat.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. That was good. So I guess we have some work to do.
If he experiences himself as exclusively attracted to men, that's like the most verbose way of saying he's gay. And doesn't perceive you within that category because you're not. He may have felt a jolt of, this is not something I can reciprocate. May is crazy work, but that doesn't mean you did something wrong. It just means you were not aligned romantically because you're a female and he's gay.
Oh my God.
That happens across every imaginable identity combination, but there's no rule saying someone with one expression isn't allowed to pursue anything beyond it. Yes, there is. It's the definition.
Being gay is not an expression. It is who you're attracted to. You can be gay and not express it. Okay, I go through droughts. I'm going through one right now.
No, you still express being gay plenty.
But yeah, so if I'm not having sex, does that mean I'm not gay anymore? Right.
What you're experiencing
Who is this therapist and where did he go to school? Because none of this is making any
sense. His name is Jake Myers, and I sent him an email and he did not reply to me. Can't say I'm shocked.
Can we put his email in the video so our audience can send him an email?
I don't want them to harass this poor guy.
I think he deserves to be like delicensed.
Okay, that might
No,
be
because
a bit much.
what do you mean? Everything he just wrote in here is terrible advice. It's not based in any factual, logical manner.
That's true for most therapists, though.
All just lies. It's feel-good lies. This is not therapy. This is not good for the non-binary person. Needs to be told you're delusional.
I agree. We should like report him to the board for his state. Like,
we should. We should. This is bad advice. It's not just bad advice. It's harmful advice.
All right, I'm gonna read this.
She's gonna be unhappy for the rest of her life because she really thinks she's a gay man.
Trapped in a non-binary body. What you're experiencing is painful, so it's important to honor that you did a brave thing by speaking your truth and to be really gentle with yourself.
Never self-reflect on anything that you do. Just tell yourself that what you did was brave, even though it was
stunning and brave.
Yep. Gaslight yourself into thinking that you were right and brave.
If some time has passed, I think it's fair to reach out and simply say you miss the friendship and hope you can talk things through in the future.
Leave that gay man alone. Leave him alone. He's had enough.
The rest...
How is that healthy advice? Somebody asks you for space and then you say, you know what? Actually, you should just ignore that person's boundaries and cross them again. All because what? This person's non-binary and that guy's gay. So non-binary people on the social hierarchy of gay people, they get more, okay? Because they're more oppressed. So non-binary does something bad. Oh, it's the gay man's fault.
Okay. Final part here. Relationships worth holding on to are complex and worth fighting for. Like gender, the good ones are anything but binary.
But
Oh,
this dude really thought he just
he
wrote, like,
really, he really
The
thought he
Hunger
ate.
Games or, like, Harry Potter, like, he thinks that he is able to, like, craft a sentence that just, like, slaps.
And
Like,
he's
he really
actually a
thought that.
really bad writer. Um, he's just so verbose and so floofy and filled with pointless and so like incoherent and dancing around the actual point. But I find this to be maddening, and I genuinely I'm coming around to your position that this person should be delicensed.
Yeah. I think so. I think anybody who spouts that this is normal, specifically non-binary, should be a litmus test for any medical professional. Any.
Hmm.
It's not real.
Can you believe there are actually gender affirming surgeons who performed eunuch
Double mastectomies.
surgeries? Not even
What
just
is
that.
eunuch?
This is real. WPATH, the World Professional Association of Transgender Health, said that this was a real medical practice. They performed surgeries on non binaries to smooth out their genitals, cut them off and smooth it out like a Ken doll to affirm their non binary identity. Those people belong in The Hague.
Oh my God. The only time you affirm a person's delusion is when you're taking care of schizophrenics in the mental hospital and they need to take their meds and they're like, I don't want to take it unless you tell the person in the room to stop messing with me. And you're like, stop messing with me. And then you just give them their medicine. That's the only time it should be affirmed.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys, let us know what you think of this lovely advice columnist. Please don't harass him. Just report him to the state boards.
Yeah, honestly, we're tactful here.
Be respectful.
We're not bullies. We get things
We're
done.
ethical bullies, according to Reddit.
We are organized. We get things done in the appropriate manner. It's like we don't go out and protest. That's not going to do anything. But we will figure out another way to make change.
Let us know what you think in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed. And please become a channel member now to make a non-binary affirming therapist somewhere cry.
Or
All
lose
right.
their license. We don't want to make him cry. We just want to.
I think he'll cry when he loses his license.
Yeah, well, that's not my goal.
Anyway, guys, that'll be it. We'll be back with more real soon.